Curtis on his time, breaking down the stories every view will unwind. From left to right we'll see the light. It's balance we're chasing, no fighters fight. Curtis Sylvie talking straight. Let's hear both sides, let's communicate. Politics and reason, let's find the truth. Curtis Sylvie's here to bridge it for you. Debates, insights, it's all on the screen. Curtis Sylvie keeping it keen. Hit subscribe, stay a while, let's dive in deep with Curtis Sylvie. The combos you need. The combos you need. Dave's out with the cheerful whistle and guitar riff. Debates, insights, it's all on the screen. Curtis Selby keeping it keen. Hit subscribe, stay a while, let's dive in deep with Curtis Selby. The convo's unique. Curtis Selby talking it straight. Let's hear both sides, let's communicate. Politics and reason, let's find the truth. Curtis Selby's here to bridge it for you. Debates, insights, it's all on the screen. Curtis Selby keeping it keen. Hit subscribe, stay a while, let's dive in deep with Curtis Selby. The combos you need. The combos you need. The combos you need.
Okay, that was a good stream. Good night, everybody. Hello, everybody. I wish that I was talking to people in northern Oklahoma, but I am talking from northern Oklahoma. And I am glad to see some of my favorite people in here. One of these days, I want to start actually streaming for the Night Owls. But at the moment, I am streaming at 7:03 p.m., even though I am the tired blogger what blogs at midnight. Broadcasting from a cluttered desk, filled with coffee stains, random bookmarks, mostly paid bills, a journal, a planner, a bottle of water, some random books, fueled by Arizona green tea and water, some Subway sandwiches, and the electric buzz of victory. It's June 23, 2025. If you are in the vicinity of Oklahoma, some of you are probably still hoarse from the screaming. I am not. I was busy watching Geeky Geezers last night. Haha! But the Oklahoma City Thunder, our spiffy ball team, I remember never thinking that we would ever have a professional ball team, just clinched the NBA championship 103-91, Game 7 against the Indiana Pacers. I've decided that Rumble is a fan of the Indiana Pacers because it would not cooperate with my streaming efforts. Let me go ahead and end the stream on Rumble because they just don't want to do it. I don't know why. It has a delete, not an end. What's up with that? All right. I'm going to delete the stream. Hopefully I'm not being rude to the people that are over there. You can see me on both of my active YouTube channels. All right, so Shai Gilgis Alexander. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that right because I'm not a sports person. The finals MVP hoisting Larry O'Brien trophy like it was forged for him. I would say I'm still pinching myself, but I'm really not. I'm not a sports person. But I wanted to talk about it because, one, I am the voice of Northern Oklahoma, and two, I want to do some thinking. What makes a champion? So grab your ticket, grab your seat, throw some leftover parade confetti at the police in a peaceful protest. Let's talk about what makes a champion. Now, if I'm smart enough, I will actually end the rock music instead of ending the stream. Ha! You should be impressed. Let's say hello to everybody in the chat. We have John Ponterero. His name is John Ponterero, and he is celebrating basketball win. And Tim, some there are who call him Tim, is celebrating USA, USA, USA. Rumble is not working. I am curious, because at least on my side, yes, I do see John Ponterero in the Nothing to See Here Citizen channel, so at least that is working. Maybe I can at least divide and conquer? I don't know. And we also have Connie Cleary, the faithful bird woman of YouTube. Hail and well met. Tim says, I bet the missiles today were to save face of sorts. And here's that Curtis Selby guy who owes me money saying, weird. It's almost as bad as that Snow White person. Weird, weird. We must always save face. Tim says this ceasefire could also be a chance for Iran to take stock. And Tim says I should have a live camera of my dog sleeping. Well, she is sleeping, or was. Let's see what she's doing right now. Doot, 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 doot. There she is, Miss Cassie Dog. She's like, I'm not impressed, Daddy. I don't care who won the championships. You took me for a walk and it was hot and you wore us both out, you big dodo head. Yes, demonetized. What makes a champion? Being a member of Queen? I would say so. Sashi, the man from the future, can't be impressed. Asians aren't supposed to be impressed, mostly disappointed. Yes, indeed. Be disappointed. Greetings from the future. Hey, what? Oh, crap. Okay. Puppy and greetings and howdies and Cassie. Cassie. I can't reach you. Oh, there's Cassie. Poor dog. She deserves a better master. Hi, doggy. All right, so I have nothing to lean this up against, so I'm going to shut it off because I'm lazy. Boop. Nope, that's not what I want to do. I want to do this. All right, so let's do a little bit of talking. I don't want to be on for very long. I want to let everyone have a chance to go to the many and various streams that are out there. I know Troy Pacelli is having a member stream of the movie Fletch. And I believe I saw a link to Resolute Germ. He's going to be doing something later. I'm sure lots of people are doing lots of things, but I just wanted to just give a little bit of a talk. So, I would like to ask you guys, what makes a champion in your eyes? Is it talent? Is it grit? Is it heart? Is it practice? Perfect practice makes perfect. I'm going to make a poll. That's what I'm going to do because I can. What makes a champion? Let's see. I don't know that I like that grok prompt there, because to me it's like grit and heart. Aren't they about the same thing? Are champions made or are they born? That's something I would like to know. Talent, determination, let's see, add option, and all right, so here is the poll. I'm very interested in what you guys think. What makes a champion? Talent, determination, mob ties. What is that missile coming for me? Okay, more people in the chat here. There, hello, PvP. I cannot diss Trump today because the Thunder rolled and won, so I can't pin our loss on Donald Trump. Didn't know anyone was on tonight. Yeah, I just kind of threw this up last minute. John Ponarura makes a good point. Winning, for one thing. Sashi, are you celebrating the FIFA Club World Cup? Most of you guys don't know it's going on in your neck of the woods. You know, I have no idea. The FIFA Club World Cup. I may have to look that up. Do be a champion. You had to be a member of Classic Queen, obviously. Yes, I want to sing it so bad, but I'm on YouTube, so I can't. I've probably already sung enough. FIFA Club World Cup. Let's look at that. Shall we? Let's shall. FIFA Club World Cup 2025. All right, the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup is the planned 21st edition of the Club World Cup, an international club soccer competition organized by FIFA, whatever FIFA stands for. FIFA, I don't know. So basically, there's a champion soccer ship thing. It's going to be played in the United States from June 14 to July 13. Planned to be the first under an expanded format with 32 teams, including the winners of the 4 previous continental championships. Very exciting. I see Nashville, Atlanta. All right. The world's going to get a taste of that Southern hospitality. Hopefully, Southern hospitality doesn't embarrass me. Sometimes it does. All right. Let's see what else is going on in the chat. PvP, do be a champion. Oh, yeah, I already read that one. Trump engaged a peace deal, but without unconditional surrender, Iranians will still be slaves. Yeah, I don't want to agree with you, but in my heart, I'm afraid I do. I think he did stop too soon. Sashi, basically all the major clubs are playing in the U.S. right now. You now have the highest concentration of millionaire soccer players at the moment. So what we need to do is find a way to take their money. Now is the time. We could be millionaires ourselves. Hey, and Jeff B is over here on my other channel. Hail Curtis, always preferred Queen's fat-bottomed girls. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. What other pointless grok prompts did I come up with? I did this last minute, so I kind of let grok just take over the thing. Wow, this is so grok is saying I should leave a voicemail. at the Voice of Northern Oklahoma hotline. Well, I have no idea what that. I guess it's telling me I should set up a hotline. How would I even do that? Do any of you guys have any idea how to set up a Voice of Northern Oklahoma hotline? And then who would answer it? Cassie? Let's see, because I ain't got no one else to work with me. Let's get this. I can just imagine it now. I really can. Hello, Voice of Northern Oklahoma hotline. I would like to know what a champion is. Does it involve treats? Well, then I can't help you. Goodbye. All right. So that probably annoyed the crap out of everybody. PvP, even without nukes, I won't be surprised if they keep funding terrorism. Yeah, I tend to agree. I kind of think if we don't take them out now, we're going to be doing this again in another decade, or in another 5 years, or in another 20 years. I don't know. So I guess I'll just throw out a kind of a random-ish talk. I don't have a whole bunch to say. I know that when I was young and I was in high school, I got involved in all the things that I could. I was kind of broke, so I could only get involved in so much, but I played football. We were very much far from being champions. I played basketball. I was very far from being a champion there. I was in speech, and in FFA, I ended up being an extemporaneous state champion. So I do at least know a little tiny bit about it. I know that, yes, talent's involved. You've got to have a knack for whatever the heck it is that you're doing. Like if I were 30 years younger, it still would have been laughable for me to try to do soccer because I had these short little stubby legs. They were very strong, but they were very short and stubby. And so other people, at least on short sprints, would always outrun me. I tended to outrun everyone else in the long run. Like when we were in football, I would start out being nearly at the tail end, and by the end of the long endurance-based runs that was supposed to build up our endurance, I would be one of the two or three at the front. Rarely the one at the front, but one of the two or three. So I wasn't very quick, but I could take a heck of a beating. So I guess I'm just going to ask, what do you think is a champion? Have you gotten any experience with championship, and what did it take for you? I know with speech, I didn't give half as much effort as I did to football, but yet I excelled a lot more because I had that talent. Whereas football, my only real thinking about Tim Waltz there. So my only real talent was just I could take a hell of a beating. And that was really it. But in speech, I had a fairly decent voice. It was a lot better back then. I was fairly good looking. You wouldn't believe it now. And then I also had really good research skills. They've kind of degraded a little bit over time, but I'm picking some of it back up. Before I just arbitrarily dive back into talking about other things, let's see what you guys have to say about championships. PvP not taking out now means continuing instability. I think that's true. I really do. And hello, Suzanne. Meet you all the way, Susanna. Yeah. Sashi says you can get an Indian team of software engineers to answer the phone cheaper than AI. I have read about that. There's a book called, what is it called? I'm having a senior moment, but it's basically about lifestyle design. And the person suggests that you hire a team of Indian people to do your planning and your call stuff and what have you. I'll be honest, I may start looking into it, because that book, it was the 7-hour work week or something like that. His idea is that you can do a lot of the things that you want to do and don't necessarily have to work ginormous hours to do it. It's a title. It's kind of like the 1 Minute Millionaire. I wonder about the accuracy of the subject, but we all want, maybe not something for nothing, but we want more for less. Check out news on Builder AI. Said it was AI, but it was 700 software engineers. Очень интересно. Yes, I may need to just look into that. I mean, we may need a tired blogger hotline. If you're having troubles with Iranians firing missiles at your country, call the tired blogger hotline. I don't exactly know what kind of service we'll provide for you, but it will be excellent and it will be cheap. And we'll hire Sashi to be the lead of the whole call center. How's that? Let's see here. People saying hello to each other. Sashi, if you can take a beating and have short legs, rugby would suit you better than soccer. Yeah, and the thing is, that was then. Now I probably take a beating pretty well for a 53-year-old, but I don't know that I can take the kind of beatings I took back then. Yes, we are in scary times. So I'm only going to talk for maybe another half an hour, but I don't really have any more planned on this. It's just, we won. Yay. Oklahoma did something great. Ha. Then that's all I've got to say about it. I am still very curious, though, about what you will say in the poll. Okay, so 43% of you, and I tend to agree with this, 43% of you say that determination is what makes a champion. 43% say mob ties, which I sadly failed to accumulate. And 14% of you answered with, what is that missile coming for me? All right, very good. So let us, since I believe people are more interested in the Israeli situation, and I frankly am a little bit too, let's at least take a quick look at what's going on with the Israel versus Iran thingy war update mabob. Let's see, 2 hours ago. Let's go with the wall. No, wait, let's go with MABC News. We know they'll be accurate. And this was 55 minutes ago. So with the exception of Tuesday, this is probably the best news we're going to get at the moment. Israel and Iran agree to a ceasefire. Is this good news? Is this bad news? I really want to say it's good news. But it's like I was saying to PvP, my heart says that the regime's still standing. I can see this guy. In fact, if I was good with AI, well, I would just make a thing of him singing, I'm still standing. Yeah. And spread it across the internet. And probably everyone would be very upset with me. Israel and Iran have agreed to a complete and total ceasefire. Set to begin at about midnight, President Donald Trump announced on social media on Monday evening. Neither Israeli nor Iranian officials have publicly commented on Trump's announcement. The agreement described by Trump involves two 12-hour ceasefire periods, starting with Iran at about 12 midnight EDT, which sounds like a STD. That would come when Israel and Iran have wound down and completed their in-progress final missions, Trump said in Truth Social Post. Israel would then follow with a second 12-hour ceasefire, Trump said. I'm sure that there are people who think that all three of these people are the great Satan. I will say this. My least favorite is definitely the Iranian guy. I think he is angry Islamist Santa Claus. After 24 hours, the war would be officially declared ended, Trump said. On the assumption that everything works as it should, which it will, I would like to congratulate both countries, Israel and Iran, on having the stamina, courage, and intelligence to end what should be called the 12-day war, Trump wrote in the Post. The announcement came 2 days after the U.S. joined Israel's war, launching strikes on 3 Iranian nuclear targets. War began June 12 when Israel launched a series of strikes against Iran that included dozens of military targets, including the country's nuclear program, in which Israeli officials called a preemptive strike. Earlier Monday, Iran fired missiles targeting Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar, the largest U.S. military base in the region, raising concerns about potential escalation. However, a U.S. official told ABC News the U.S. intercepted the missiles with assistance from Qatar and Trump, who called the response very weak. It's very weak. It's the weakest response that we've ever seen from this terrible terrorist organization that we're going to allow to survive. Struck a de-escalatory tone on social media. One source later called Iran's move a failed retaliation. Okay, what do you people say about that? PvP, talent without determination won't get you there. That is 100% true. I know people who are more intelligent than me, and I'm not going to say that I'm more successful because that's really not true, but you just wonder about it sometimes. Those one-night success stories often work a decade to get there. 100%. You don't hear about that 10 years that you threw free throws every night or whatever, you know. Suzanne says the ceasefire is pure BS. Israel's not going to stop or back down. You know, I don't know, but that is what I suspect. Whether you see Israel as the good guy or the bad guy, I really don't see them letting down right now. To me, if I'm Netanyahu, it's time to end this mess. So I don't exactly know what Trump is thinking. I don't know if I don't know. I really don't. Maybe, I mean, he's probably the smart one. I'm the dummy sitting by a cluttered desk talking to some really great people, but you know, he's the one with the football. PvP, I agree with this statement. Seen this so many times before. Ceasefire for a year and then back to war. Has anyone heard the speech the Crown Prince gave in Paris today? I have not. I will look that up shortly because I would love to hear that. Enigma Severus, hail and well met. I'm here in the background doing future work so I can be lazy during the schoolwork. Brilliant. Brilliant. I like your thinking. PvP, Trump is making a big mistake. He's playing to his base to look like a hero. So you're saying that he is like the mayor of LA. He's all about that base. No trouble. Short-term gain, then long-term pain. Suzanne says, Trump is great. Ben is great. The eye of the toilet is not so great. I know where you get that from. I've been watching a lot of 2C as well. That's right, Sashi. I'm going to be lazy. In English Everest, I clicked on, why is that missile coming at me in the poll? Wow, we're tied. Everything except talent has 33%. A third of you think determination, a third of you think mob ties, and a third of you, including Enigma Severus, think, what is that missile coming for me? Pull, that's the one. Right on. Kaplaw! 27-minute recap of what I missed. Well, actually, in this case, that is very simple. And by the way, Kapla, glory to you and your house. Basically, Oklahoma didn't choke. We won the championship, and therefore, I can't blame us losing the championship on Trump. I'm sadly disappointed. If I was doing the donkey panda, I would be lamenting as we speak. People saying hello, hello, hello. Gorilla Sensor Thoughts. We focused on Cassie and soccer. Now we're doing the Middle East. Yes, because I'm not much of a sports person, you are seeing why I'm not a sportscaster. I talked about 20 minutes about sports, then got distracted by shiny objects. So let me take a look at this. We are the champions. Iranian Crown Prince gives speech in Paris. Was that it? Why is he in Paris? That's an hour long. I'm not going to play a whole hour, but I'll tell you what. I will look at this. All right. And we will just simply play along with that for a bit. And for about 20 minutes. And then I'm going to call it a stream so y'all can go to other better prepared streams. I'm sure Gorillas has got something going on. I know Troy Pacelli has something going on. So Gorillas has the perfect solution. We need a lot more energy. Middle East always causing problems. So let's make one gigantic solar panel. Huzzah! PvP, didn't Iran just launch missiles at a United States? But yes, that's just it. They launched 10 missiles. If my sources are correct, they launched 10 missiles, 9 were shot down, and 1 just missed its target. I wouldn't be ending it now. My response would be, oh, you want to send 10 missiles at us? We'll send 100 missiles at you. And since you gave us a time frame, we'll give you the same time frame. 2C, my go-to, I mentioned to you and your channel to him yesterday. Yes. Enigma Severus, I agree with main thinking. We will have a ceasefire. Iran is doing that right now so they can assess the timeline on getting their weapon. Israel has bought time to have more defense. That does make sense. See, leave it to Enigma Severus to be the voice of reason. Now I have my missile. Here we go. Hail to Lemon Pie, congratulating us on Oklahoma City's win. That's right, Oklahoma finally did something right. It only took us 125 years to do it. 118 years. Enigma Severus, FYI, even the Christian Bible clearly states that these events will continually happen for as long as the world exists. There's no rest to this, and that exactly correct, whether you believe in the Bible or not. I think that it's a truth that there's always going to be wars. There's always going to be rumors of wars. There's always going to be China supporting these terrorist people. I do love, according to my sources, that according to Tusi, that former Russian president has way backed down. I kind of get the impression that Putin was like, yeah, we're not going to do that. We're not giving nukes to frickin' Iran. That would be stupid for us, even if America wasn't involved. PvP, Iran has killed our people for many, many years. They showed those numbers yesterday. Trump said today it was a weak retaliation. He is ignoring it. The prince speaks in many different languages. Fast forward to the English. That is what I'm going to do. So let us share this. Meet you all the way. Susanna, yeah. I don't know. Crown Prince. Here we go. Here, look, there's a Crown Prince. Let's see. Where does he start the English? You will all bow down before me.
Ladies and gentlemen, members of the International Press Corps, good afternoon. Thank you for being here today. This is a historic moment for our nation. I will begin with a brief message to my compatriots in Iran in Persian, which I will then translate. همیهنان ایران عزیز ما به جنگی کشیده شده که بانی آن شخص پیدا کند. زمان پایان دادن به
If you do, you will clean it
و
up.
آغاز دوران نوین ایران. This is a new dawn for it to be allowed to continue. And stolen the sovereignty, resources, the architect of which Iran. My fellow compatriots.
There we go.
Our beloved Iran has been dragged into a devastating conflict, the architect of which is none other than Ali Khamenei and his corrupt, destructive faction. He has driven our nation's economy to the brink of collapse, plundered our national infrastructure and resources, squandered the nation's wealth on developing nuclear weapons, shattered Iran's security, and stolen the sovereignty of the Iranian people. This regime is defeated, teetering on the edge of collapse, and must not be allowed to continue. The time has come to end this ruin and begin a new era for Iran. This is a new dawn for Iran's lion and sun. Ladies and gentlemen, over the past few days, I have spoken with people across Iran from every walk of life. An officer in the armed forces, a mother fleeing Tehran, a factory worker from Tabriz, a young woman, activist for the Women Life Freedom Movement. These voices represent a nation embattled but resilient.
All right, I'm going to pause him for just a bit here and see what you guys are saying in the chat. I thought about just lazily clicking on it, but you guys are saying too much cool stuff. Meet you all the way. Let's see. PvP is asking what time is the cigar lounge tonight. Sashi, the crown prince, is in exile. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Enigma, Iran has killed our people for many, many years. They showed the numbers today. Yes, here we go. This is where I wanted to start. Lemon pie, because Paris or London is where exiled leaders go to. Suzanne, Trump is all over the news now, puffing out his chest and fluffing out his tail feathers. Let me see you shake your tail feathers. PvP, Enigma Severus, it's been going on all my life. Yep, sad but true. It might have finally ended. Now the West is done. It sounds like a great name for a movie, How the West Was Done. Suzanne, Enigma, you know Israel cannot stop now and not ever. Enigma says, one can only hope. I would like to believe it, but I am less than a pawn in this game. Lots of us are. It's sad but true. I think most of us are like the little chip at the edge of the pawn after you dropped it somewhere. Gorilla says he doesn't have anything going on. Enigma Severus, Suzanne, as a Christian, I will always support Israel. I can disagree with their desires. In the end, they are the chosen people. Never go against Israel. I support them. Suzanne enjoys me singing to her. Gorge. Sorry, I'm just gonna be good and not say anything too stupid here. Gorilla's random thoughts. I've made corn on the cob, smothered it in butter when black and red pepper flakes. Suzanne agrees exactly with Enigma. PvP, our Prime Minister Carney, don't be afraid of art, Carney, gave a speech at a Muslim Association conference the other day. Of course he did. He said Muslim values are Canadian values. Maybe if you're talking about the poetry of Rumi, but otherwise, really, no, not so much. Absolute insanity. Every comment I read about how disgusting his speech was. Enigma Severus says, wow. Suzanne Gorillas, I got a huge chicken in the oven for the boy and I. Man, that sounds good. You guys are making me hungry. Thanks a lot. Gorillas, for a Middle Eastern crown prince, he is dressed really boring. Saudis have more style. Heck yes, but I got to tell you, that flag, that's a flag. We need to reinstate that government just to get that flag back. I had forgotten that's what their flag looked like. Wowza. PvP, Trump betrayed the Shah. Is that any different than Carter in the 70s? I think it's a good question. I don't know that I have the answer, but I think it's a good question. PvP, dude, I will have a house this year, Christ willing. You are welcome to come live if you ever need to flee. This is dangerous, what the Prime Minister said. Enigma Severus, thanks. We are... what the Prime Minister said was insane. PvP Debbie does the West. I wish she would do me. Anyway, Sashi says Iran was another problem. This probably started by the 3-letter agency. Oh, I would agree with that one, Sashi. That I agree with. Enigma Severus, Curtis has got that goofy gorsh down pat. We can go to a Comic-Con with that gorsh. Yeah, that's why I've gotten so many women to say yes to me, is that goofy gorsh. It's always about oil. Right on. Suzanne also making chili macaroni hamburger helper. I have some hamburger helper. I may just make that tonight. All right. Substance over style. Sashi resources. And yes, I agree. It's always about oil right now. All righty. So let's get back to the Crown Prince here. I'm going to try to end this stream in a few minutes. So hopefully I get to some of the salient stuff that he says.
It is not asking for its freedom. It is fighting for it. From the 1999 student protests to the Green Movement, to the 2017 Dema and 2019 Abanmah uprisings, thousands of Iranians have given their lives in the fight for Iran's liberation. Today, millions of my brave compatriots continue the fight. One of their stories moved me deeply. In September 2022, Jawad Haidari was murdered protesting the Islamic Republic's killing of Mahsa Amini. His sister has continued his fight. She's one of the hundreds of activists the regime has arrested and harassed in recent days. When security forces raided her home, she cried out, "Oh God, where shall we go? Where shall we go to flee from your tyranny?" One by one, her neighbors began to respond to her. "We're not going anywhere. They," meaning the regime, "are the ones who've got to go." These words echo in my heart and should echo in every corridor of power around the world. Today, it is clearer than ever. The Islamic Republic is collapsing. Credible reports indicate that Ali Khamenei's family and the family of senior regime officials are making preparations to flee Iran. The regime is on its last legs in towns and cities across the country. The military is fractured. The people are united. The foundation of this 46-year tyranny are shaking. This is our Berlin Wall moment. But like,
Do you think that is true? I remember I know a lot of you do remember the Berlin Wall falling. Is it possible, or as I suspect PvP is thinking, have we let the moment pass by? I don't know. Gorillas, you could go to Skid Row, find a gal named Debbie. But I've only got $10, so do this at your own risk. I appreciate it, but I think I'll pass this time. PvP Amazing Carney has not read about Sharia law, or maybe he doesn't care. I would suggest the latter. I would suggest the latter. Enigma Severus, when Iran says liberation, what they mean is liberation from the infidels, meaning Israel should give them the promised land. Otherwise, they are not liberated, but oppressed. Suzanne Curtis, Iran just said that the strike from the USA failed because they already moved the uranium beforehand. Gorillas Random Thoughts, breaking news at the announcement of the ceasefire. Lindsey Graham was spotted crying his eyes out in a corner. Enigma Severus, Iran and Muslims are not the chosen ones. They are the ones who are from Ishmael, and Ishmael is not the chosen one. I had a talk, because you may or may not know, but I've changed my job about 6 months ago, and I no longer sell alcohol. Now I measure people's housing for flooring for a company who probably doesn't want me to be associated with my podcasts. But anyway, there was a gentleman in Stillwater who was a person who had fled from Palestine some, 30 years ago, 20 years ago. And it's so interesting to hear their thoughts on whether Ishmael or Isaac was the chosen one. I'm not debating it, not on my podcast. I get what you're saying, Enigma. I truly do. I know what the Bible says, but I just let him have his say, because he was nice and he was polite. He wasn't like death to America or anything like that. And YouTube will probably take me down for that. I don't know. I really don't know. Sashi, if you want to understand the plight of the Iranians, just ask a dark-skinned person in the U.S. Whoopi Goldberg said so. Yes, The View is now a great source of comedy. She said that it was worse to be a dark-skinned American than to be in Iran. She did. She actually said that. Oh, Whoopi. And I used to like and respect her. Was I the stupid one? Don't answer that. PvP says, I bet Iran will still work on what's left of their nuclear program in secret. Yeshia Flesher is the source for that. Oh, okay. So Yeshia Flesher is the source for that they still have uranium, that they moved their uranium. They had a lot of time to do it, just like we gave. Anyway, that's controversial. Excuse me. Yuck. Gorillas been listening to a thing Glenn Beck talking about Iran and the 12th Imam. Yes, I read a book about the 12th Imam. That disturbs me. I need to do more research about that concept, but it is worrisome to me. Whoopi is named after a fart cushion, according to John Pontorero. And Gorillas responds with, you mean Temu Predator, at John Pontorero. Suzanne responds, Sashi, I know, right? What an idiot that woman is. Are you okay, Cassie? She is scratching up a storm. I need to check her. I need to give her take medicine soon. Enigma Severus, Sashi, The View is already making Dems really angry. What is so funny is that The View is originally a talk show like Graham Norton. Now it's just a political discussion. Oh, wait. PvP, didn't I used to have a wrench? You did. You should still have a wrench. Why do you not still have a wrench? Let me fix that. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Why do you not have a wrench right now? I will make you a standard moderator. Let's see if that works. That's weird. I promise I never took you. I don't think I've ever taken anyone down as a moderator. I don't think. My apologies for that. Whoopi is nuts. Sasha, you're not stupid, Curtis. You just stay away from Hollywood, mounting evidence that you become stupid when you live there. Right on. And you're very welcome. Ha! PvP has his wrench. Okay. Oh, I would really like to listen to a little more of this speech. I'm just going to listen to a few more minutes. I know this has probably been a lame podcast, but hopefully it was at least mildly entertaining. And I am liking a lot of the things I'm hearing from the Crown Prince. Reza Pahlavi. I hope I've got his pronunciation at least close to right.
Like all moments of great change, it comes fraught with danger. We stand at a crossroads. One road leads to bloodshed and chaos, the other to a peaceful and democratic transition. The difference in these two roads depends on one factor, and one factor alone: whether the current regime in Iran is allowed to survive.
That's I think he's making PvP's point. If we allow this regime to go on, and I hope you know I'm not keen on changing regimes. My gut usually says don't do it. It usually like what happened in Iraq. I still worry that Iran could go the same way. I want to think that they wouldn't. I know Tuzi has come up with some very compelling arguments for why he believes they won't, but it sure still worries me. Let me play another minute or two of his speech.
If the West throws the regime a lifeline, there will be more bloodshed and chaos, because this regime will not submit or surrender after it has been humiliated. It will lash out. As long as it is in power, no country and no people are safe, whether on the streets of Washington, Paris, Jerusalem, Riyadh, or Tehran. There is only one way to achieve peace: a secular, democratic Iran. I am here today to submit myself to my compatriots, to lead them down this road of peace and democratic transition. I do not seek political power, but rather to help our great nation navigate through this critical hour towards stability, freedom, and justice. To the people of Iran, I see your courage. I feel your pain. I know you are suffering. I know many of you are afraid for your loved ones, your children, your future. So I speak to you today with a heavy heart. I worked for years, for decades, so that the scourge of war would never reach the borders of our land. Seeing the images of the people of Tehran forced to flee our beautiful capital, the explosions in Isfahan, the fires along the Persian Gulf, all fill me with pain. But more than pain, I am filled with anger, because this war is the result of the selfishness, hatred, and terror of one man, Ali Khamenei. While he directs this war from the safety of his hidden bunker, he uses our people as human shields.
All right, I'm going to call it a stream so I can give you guys the time to go to Troy Pacelli, but I do want to make a suggestion even though I didn't do a great job of tying the two together, is it possible? Just think about this, because I don't know if this is true, but I think we need to ask the question, is it possible that a champion is what we need right now with this? Is Pahlavi that champion? I don't know. Is Trump that champion? I surely don't know. But whatever it is that takes and makes a champion, I would suggest that is exactly what we need to get us across this divide. And I strongly suggest, I know I'm just a podcaster throwing out a bunch of stuff, but I think that the Iranian regime does need to end, and we need some, whether it's this man or somebody else, somebody who's willing to live in peace with the world, who isn't going to try to destroy any other nation, who's not full of just a bunch of hate and anger and something that's calling itself a religion when it's only a mockery of something far better. All right, let me get caught up in the chat. Then I'm going to thank and promote everybody and call it a stream. Before I do that, though, let's take a look at that poll. It looks like determination is the winner. Not a single one of you voted for talent. And that's just the way it is. But 40% of you voted that determination makes a champion. And then the second place was a tie for 30% said mob ties. And 30% said, what is that missile coming for me? All right. Sashi says, you had Cassie on screen, so you're good. Excellent. Enigma, honestly, Curtis, I think you began asking, why are they ignoring their hypocrisy? And I think you figured out that the left have no morals, but rather they just want control. Yeah, basically. What still baffles me, though, is my friends who still ignore the hypocrisy. And not just my so-called liberal friends, but friends that I made online. They will say that we have hypocrisy, and look, maybe so. I try to look at it. I hope I do better than some, but no, I'm just baffled that certain people who I won't name because I don't want to be disrespectful look at the left side and they don't seem to see the hypocrisy in it. The people on the top, yeah, they don't care. They just want control. PvP, Saddam was bad. He kept even worse people in check. Taking him out didn't work out well. I don't feel it did. There's a big part of me that's happy that he got taken out, but then I feel like he was just replaced with something worse. PvP says, and I want to agree with you, and I'm going to say I agree with you, but I'm going to admit that there's a part of me that fears that you and I are wrong. But PvP says the situation in Iran is different, and it is. It's not exactly the same thing, I hope. PvP, the Shah sounds like a rational leader. He probably could help lead a transitional government. Enigma Severus, why does he say he speaks to them with a heavy heart? His heart should weigh the same as everyone else's. Is he sick? Someone help him. Yes, Enigma. If you remember, the Shah of Iran was sick, and that's why he came to the United States. Is there a link to Troy's stream? I honestly don't think there is. But anyway, sorry. Okay, so John just sent me the link. I'll try to DM it to PvP and Gorillas. I'm a bad person sometimes. Darm Freddie Mercury isn't available. Yeah, I wish I could sing more of it. Enigma Severus, there's probably a gravity field in the heart of his heart, increasing its weight. Sashi, that makes sense. I should have known that. Troy is streaming, but it's a members only stream, so I don't mean to sound like hoity-toity, but I know Gorillas is a member. With respect, I don't know if you're a member PvP, so I don't know. Hey, John did it for me. Huzzah! These Monday night member streams are very hard to find. They are. I'm not sure why that is, but anyway, it is what it is, and I'm going to call it a stream. We have just said that according to this community, the main thing, I would suggest talent really does matter. But to us, the biggest thing is a determination. And so whatever you're dealing with, whether you're dealing with Iranian terrorists or simply a woman named Debbie who is saying that she needs more than $10, either way, you need determination. You need the willingness to just keep going, but also to adapt to what's been going on. Yes, Enigma, I understand. Enigma is saving for his house, so I understand. I have curbed back a lot of my memberships. I still keep my membership for Troy, Netter, and Deleted because, frankly, they're the ones that got me started. But I do want to expand back out. I would love to start making a little bit more money on this. And one of the things I want to do is become members of more people. Like Gorillas. He deserves a membership or two. Quick, I need help. Worthington's International Fest is coming up. Do I get a few others show up in ice shirts and sunglasses? Ooh. And I'm sorry. Yes, PvP. I'm sorry. And I get it. We can't be, I don't know about anyone else, but I can't afford to be a member of everyone that I want to be. Gorillas, I can't help there. Sashi says I'm on the other side of the rock. And I dare you, Gorilla, but make sure you don't get arrested. John says, I've been drinking ice beer in support at Gorillas. All right, let's call it a stream. Where is that? Play that funky music, white boy. Play that funky music right. I used to be able to get the high notes in Bee Gees songs. I can't quite do it anymore. I sound like I'm just shrieking, which is probably how I was saying it anyway. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for showing up. Tim, FKHC 2005, you sent me many really cool links. You probably sent me some while I was on the stream, but my phone is about 20 feet away. Sorry about that. John Ponterera, thank you for your prayers, your links, your support, and for letting me know that Rumble is a big dodo head. But I still am an owner of a couple of shares of stock in it, so I'm not going to get too uppity. Hail to Connie Cleary. Thank you for being a great moderator, and thank you for your support, for your movies and your friends and community. And check out Connie Cleary. Please watch some of her videos of birds, especially when you need to zen out. Or if you want to just learn to make some really spiffy crafts, come around about Halloween. You can really get some cool stuff on her channel, Fluff Chick Productions, and very likely even before that. But definitely when Halloween comes, you'll want to check her channel out, and you can make some really scary looking stuff out of pumpkins. Scooby, Scooby, Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Dooby-Dooby-Doo. And Sashi, I can't be impressed. Asians aren't supposed to be impressed. My favorite trope in anime is the unimpressed guy. I think Sashi is the epitome of the unimpressed guy. Thank you for being here. I should have probably done some advertisements, if only so that I could say, how many hardware stores do you know that have advertisements going out to Malaysia? Scooby, Scooby, Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Dooby-Dooby-Doo. PvP, hail and well met. Thank you very much for your links, your support, and your many Very thoughtful comments. God bless Canada. God bless the United States. God bless Israel. God bless the people, but not the government, of Iran. PvP, meet you all the way, Susanna, yeah. And I hope you're. I hope you're doing well. I've been praying for you. Scooby-Doo. Enigma Severus, thank you very much for your links, for your support. I need to get on Signal more often, but I'm always afraid that that darn reporter's going to be on there. And check out, by the way, Enigma Severus' channel. He's got some wonderful reviews coming out. Now that he's got summer off, he's doing more of them. He's also got a wonderful channel where you can learn Spanish. I am too lazy to go there, but you should go there, learn Spanish, and watch some of his really great movie reviews and tributes. They're really well put together, especially the stuff that he has to put on Rumble because YouTube is a big dodo head. Lemon Pie, between him and Connie, have two of the great moderators. Smooth moderator. I don't really wish I looked like Sadie, but I gotta tell you, I could stand being around somebody that looks like her. Thank you for being here and for your kind comments. Scooby-Dooby-Dooby-Doo. Gorilla's Random Thoughts. Thank you very much for designing my intro, for allowing me on so many, I'm trying to say pamphlets, and that's not the word, panels. Allowing me on so many panels. This is a great community. Please check out Gorilla's Random Thoughts. I believe Fridays he's often doing the Waltons, which is a really wholesome show. They have a lot of fun out there. He does his mystery movie. I hope that I didn't put a thing in your plans because one of my sponsors took me out to have margaritas last night. Scooby-Dooby-Dooby-Doo. Doo-dee-doo-dee-dee-dee-doo. Scooby-Scooby-Doo. All right, I think that's about it. Oh, yes, I need to send you the link. I thought, didn't John Ponterero send the link? Sci-Fi Mombi. I really have got to work on my StreamYard or my whatever you call it. I would have sworn. Thanks for everything, Curtis. While I do mundane Spanish stuff. Thanks, Curtis. Thank you. The Gorillas wants the link, and I thought I saw it. I don't want to go until I've shared out the. There it is. John Ponterero. We call him John Ponterero. The man with the link. There we go. And they're starting right now, so I am not going to give much more of a whatchamacallit. I'm just going to stay on just long enough that hopefully Gorillas can get that link. And whoever else might happen to be a member of the Troy Pacelli Stift. Yes, being here is the sweetest taboo. All right, people, I'm just going to call it a stream. I hope to see at least a few of you over on Troy Pacelli's movie night where we will watch Fletch. Never seen it before. Probably won't help Iran get free, but it will at least lighten our hearts. So thank you very much for watching and have a wonderful evening.